Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Halverson Palace series. I have been putting off this episode for quite a while, but it's finally time to do it. There's a lot that's going to happen, so sit tight, and without further ado, let's get into it. So right now we are starting off the morning after the Machinima. So the Machinima took place as you just saw, at a Christmas market. For those of you who don't know what a Christmas market is, it's basically like a marketplace decorated with Christmas decorations around Christmas time to get into the holiday spirit. There's like winter activities, and there you can get food and drinks and listen to holiday music. It's like a whole kind of thing. So that's where Maria and Raymond went out on a date last night. And obviously it did not end up too well. So right now it is the morning after. It is 8 a.m. on a Wednesday, and Maria has called in sick to her studies that she usually takes at the Halverson Palace because she is obviously not feeling too well after what happened last night. She is over here in her bedroom talking to her nanny Opal, who we met a couple episodes ago. They're obviously very close. Opal is like a mother figure to Maria, so I think Opal can sense that something is off, and is trying to cheer Maria up. She isn't feeling too good about what happened yesterday. Yesterday was the first time that Maria had been open and vulnerable about how she was really feeling about her relationship with Raymond. And we know that she has been feeling pits of doubt in her stomach about Raymond and her relationship with him for a couple months now. However, I think she's been putting off just the idea of it and the feeling of she hasn't really been giving it too much attention because she wants to believe that it's all in her head. You know, they always say trust your gut, but I think because Maria, she is thinking that she's never been in a relationship before, and she very well could be overthinking the whole thing. She just hasn't been paying too much attention to the feeling, but nonetheless, it has grown stronger, finally, to the point where she's mustered enough courage to, I guess, talk about it with Raymond and see what his opinion would be. And obviously he did not take it well. He did not act very appropriate to the situation. And I think Maria feels terrible, and she feels super guilty, and she doesn't want to hurt him in any type of way, even if the way he reacted was hurtful. She just doesn't want to lose him and the relationship that they have, because it's the only thing that she's ever known. And Maria has always wanted some type of normalcy in her big royal life, and I think Raymond gives that to her, or at least what she thinks she needs. And I don't think she wants to ruin that. So as for today, she's just kind of taking some time off to relax and heal from last night, because last night was very, emotionally jarring, I guess you could say. And I think what she would actually do is try to call Raymond and talk to him and actually apologize for the whole situation. Even though she didn't do anything wrong, I think she just wants to pretend like last night didn't happen and move forward in their relationship because she doesn't want to lose him. And I think Raymond is the type of person that would want to forget about what would happen and just kind of move forward as if, things are fine, which probably definitely isn't the healthiest way, but I think that's just the way that they want it to go. I wouldn't say Opal knows much about the situation. I honestly don't think Opal or Maria's parents, Alina and Aiden, know that Maria has established a relationship with Raymond. They obviously know that Maria and Raymond are friends, and they, go out and stuff like that. But I imagine that the media has taken photos of them out in public and speculated rumors, but they are children. They're like, 15, 16 years old. So it's like, from the parents' perspective, it's harmless. And they're just friends, as far as Maria has told anyone. So I don't think Maria would be telling Opal much about the situation specifically, just maybe about how she's feeling and stuff. But yeah, it's actually kind of a coincidence the way that Maria is feeling about her doubts in Raymond's honesty and about his total interest in her. They coincide with the feelings that Elena was originally feeling about Xander. Before Elena got pregnant with Maria, she felt like maybe it was her fault. Maybe she isn't giving Xander enough romantically or physically in order for him to be interested enough in her or to feel committed. And I think that's the same way that Maria's feeling. I think that's a very common feeling for a lot of young girls who feel like maybe their partner is losing interest or isn't very invested because they're, lacking romantic and physical affection, which sucks and totally should not be the case. But I think it was important to represent. But I think just in the end, Maria would call and apologize, and they would try to move forward from last night as if it never happened. So yeah, I guess we'll see how things go from there. She's just gonna take the day off to enjoy. But now I would like to go over to the palace and see how things are doing over there. Okay, so while Maria is at home, Elena has attended a meeting at the palace that her sister has called. So I have brought the 4 original characters that we love so much from season 1 into this meeting room table thing. We've been here before, but this is the Queen's office, and Queen Genevieve has called a meeting between her sister and her 2 daughters. And this is a very important meeting that is going to change the course of a lot of things. So Erica and Annalise do not know anything about this meeting. They don't know why they have been called. I don't think that they're nervous, but they just are curious. Elena, however, has talked to Genevieve about this meeting. They've actually been talking, the both of them, for quite a long time about this certain decision that they are going to make moving forward. So I think how the meeting would start is that Genevieve would basically just, welcome the girls and want to discuss about an important matter. So everybody has their serious face on. And here's the deal. Genevieve and Elena have come to the conclusion that for the safety of the family and for the safety of the kingdom and overall just everybody's well-being, it is best if they do not teach Annalise and Erica's children magic. So if you don't know, the Halverson royal lineage has magic in it, obviously. Genevieve and Elena are sorcerers. However, the magic in this family skips a generation. So Christina and Gianna, who were born last episode, do have magical powers, just like their grandmother. However, usually how the chosen generation would learn magic is that the fairies from the magic realm would come and teach the chosen generation the powers and help them reach their full potential as sorcerers. However, we do not have access to the fairies anymore because in, I think, episode 7, Genevieve closed the portal. So there is no more access to the fairies, and there aren't any fairies in the kingdom to teach the next generation of sorcerers magic, which means that the responsibility falls on Elena and Genevieve to teach, magic. However, because of all of the things that have happened this season that have caused chaos and uncertainty for everybody, including the Comas, including Erica choosing to go to the magic realm without telling anyone, behind her family's back, putting God knows what at risk, it is clear to Elena and Genevieve that it would be safer if they had just closed the chapter on this whole magic situation. Now, how Erica and Annalise would react to this news is, I think that Annalise would be quiet, and I think she would kind of take her time to think about things, because there are good points on either side. Erica kind of discovered or brought to the surface again that we have magic in our family and we're not doing anything about it. Like, why did we turn it off? Why did we make it illegal? And obviously that's what we found out in season 1. And magic has brought a lot of good things to this family, as well as bad things. For one, it is the reason why the kingdom is not in debt anymore, and we have paid our debts and everything has been good. Using the duplication spell, we have duplicated as many crystals as it took to finally be free of our debt and help the kingdom thrive economically. It also saved Annalise from, well, it actually saved both of them, because it saved Annalise from being in an arranged marriage with Derek, who is now Erica's husband. So it's done a lot of good things. However, Elena and Genevieve are right. It has, as much as it's brought good things, it also has brought some scary things, including the comas, including, causing more reason for there to be secrecy in the family. It's just a very stressful situation in general. The coma was a lot. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know if the girls were going to wake up again. I think for Elena, especially because her daughters are so young, it was terrifying. They have a good point about wanting to kind of stop the magic from continuing. But I think Erica's response to all of this would be, no way. Erica thinks they should have every right to know who they are. Her children and Annalise's children and Maria's children and Cassiopeia's children, who are the next generation of sorcerers, should know who they are, should know about their family's lineage, and should know about their powers and reach the full potential that was given to them. It's a gift, as much as it can be a curse, which is definitely the stance that Genevieve is taking. However, knowing how strong-headed both Genevieve and Erica are, I think they would completely butt heads over this whole situation. Yeah, there she goes. Genevieve looks so scary whenever she's angry. But I think obviously they would be butting heads because this is a very tough situation and they have very strong opinions, and when they believe in something, there isn't going to be anything that is going to change their mind. So I imagine them getting into a heated argument, so far as to say that maybe the argument gets nasty and disrespectful, and to the point where I believe that Genevieve would say something to Erica like, well, you're not part of the kingdom anymore, so your opinion doesn't matter, which is not right in the slightest, because just because Erica doesn't live in the kingdom anymore and is married doesn't mean that her title of being a princess is accounted for any less. However, we know that Genevieve has held a lot of resentment towards Erica for getting married in secrecy, for up and moving to another kingdom without consulting Genevieve. It's kind of been a whole thing that she has been pissed off since the very beginning of the season. So I think that is what would cause her to say something like that. And it is wrong. And I think she knows that it's wrong. But in the heat of the moment, it came out. And I think it's just caused a rift, which sucks because they just got back on good terms. We've been living in newborn baby bliss now that Christina and Gianna are born. Everybody's kind of been happy that the babies are born, and they just got out of a fight when the girls first found out that they're pregnant, and now they're in one again. So it's kind of frustrating. But I think Genevieve and Elena would even go as far as to make Annalise and Erica sign a contract saying that they will not disclose to their children that their children have powers, just for the safety of the kingdom, for the safety and well-being of everyone, it's better to kind of just leave it the way that it is. We discovered magic and we used it to our advantage when we needed it, but now it has proven to be dangerous and it is proven that we don't need it anymore. So let's just close the chapter on this whole magic situation and talk about if it needs reopening when it is needed, if that makes sense. So I think after the comment that Genevieve made towards Erica would kind of just be like, you know what, if that's the way that you want it, then that's the way that it could be. I think obviously Erica feels very hurt by what her mother said and feels kind of invalidated in her family. She would just sign the contract out of, I guess, defeat, you could say, or just not wanting to deal with it. So basically, so that's the deal. That's the overall decision. Christina and Gianna and any other children that come after them in their generation will not know that they are sorcerers for the time being. We'll find out how that manifests, but I don't know. On a happier note, why don't we go over to Lady Joanna and Lord Carlos's house and see what kind of baby they're gonna have. Okay, so back at Lady Joanna and Lord Carlos's house, one of my favorite homes. I think it's so pretty, blue and white and clean. We obviously saw Jameson. He's late for school, that's okay. We saw Jameson age up in the last episode, and I'm very excited to finally give him a little sibling. He's about 6 years old now. I put him in this shorter child preset, so it's not that much different. He just looks a little bit shorter. I think when he's about 8 to 10 years old, that's when I'll put him in the regular one. But yeah, I just wanted to show because he's just came out of being a toddler. But Lady Joanna is in labor, so let's go ahead and finally have this baby. She has obviously been pregnant for a very long time. We're gonna send her alone. I think Carlos is going to join her. And yeah, this family will officially be a family of 4, which is so exciting. They're so young, but I'm very happy for them. They've come definitely a long way. Okay, it's a girl. Okay, so I just recently found out that there is a short form of the name Anastasia. Anastasia is such a beautiful name, and I've been seeing it all over Instagram. But there is a variation as far as short form for Anastasia, which is Stacy, which is so funny because I've heard that name like constantly, but I didn't know it was a short form for Anastasia. So I think I'm going to use that. Anastasia is going to be her full name, but for short, we're gonna call her Lady Stacy. So yeah, here she is as a baby. However, I will put her in the toddler preset and I'll show you pictures of what she looks like now. So here she is. She's adorable. She has red hair just like her mom, and she's completely freckled, which is so cute. I'm so excited to see her grow up and how her story plays out. And yeah, that's it for them. They're officially a family of 4. I'm so proud of them. But yeah, that's the way that I want to end off this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know all of your thoughts. I know it was a big one. I know a lot of things happened. Please let me know what you think on the contract that Annalise and Erica signed that Genevieve and Elena created. Please let me know what you think on Maria and Raymond's whole situation, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!